Kim.
And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. And I just realized we're on the opposite side that we probably usually are, except
I think we
reverse it?
I think we're like that a lot when we're doing it in person.
Do we usually do it in person?
Or
where
at
I'm
your
on the
house.
left?
Maybe not. Anyway.
I don't even know why.
We're in person.
We're together in
Can
person.
touch her.
Yay. So I'm having surgery this week, so she's here to help take care of things for me while I recover.
Take care of my baby.
And your baby's babies.
My babies who don't really need me, but I'm here for them.
I feel much better than leaving them here all alone on Wednesday while I'm in the hospital. So we don't want that. So anyway, if you're new, welcome. We're glad to have you. This is obviously my mom, and I'm her daughter. And we have two little minions of my own joining us today. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. We love our little community that's jumping up around us, and we have had a lot of fun floss tubing this last year. So thanks for coming back.
And it is a channel about cross stitch mostly, but there is chit chat.
Yeah, we stitch and stuff.
Yeah.
Do we want to do previous finish, then the girls?
Yeah.
That's what we often do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a previous finish from a long time ago, and I don't think I've shown this one, so forgive me if I have already.
Yeah.
But I don't.
She has.
You think I have?
I think you have.
I've shown one similar to it. Okay, well, sorry if I've already shown this. Actually, as I'm showing it right now, I'm remembering I did show it once because,
sorry.
And I still don't have it framed, and I don't even know when I showed it. But I stitched this, oh yeah, 05. I stitched this, I finished it in 05.
Oh my word. There's all this stitching up here. Oh yeah, now you can see it.
Yeah, you can see the shading like the back of the room.
Oh.
And then all of this flooring is stitched. Even the white is half, around the white is kind of half stitched in there for shading.
Wow.
And I don't know, this is probably like a Dimensions kit or something like it.
I think, you were
some big kit. I mostly
then.
bought kits because it was just easy because it came with everything I needed.
I bet you did this after you started having girls, though.
No, I finished it in 05.
Oh, didn't hear
I
you.
dated this one.
Oh.
So I was in grad school when I finished it. I remember working on it, but I don't remember if I started it in college or high school or what. But
I think it's kind of impressive that you actually stitched during grad school.
Oh, it was probably a sanity saver.
I guess.
I don't know how much I stitched.
Though, I feel
maybe
like
on the commute because I was commuting about an hour.
True.
Like if I took public transportation, it was like an hour probably at least every day. But I mostly read and studied on the bus or the train.
I just feel like a lot of people get into college and masters or whatever, and they don't read for pleasure anymore. They don't really have time to do anything that they used to do for pleasure.
No, I don't know how much I read, but I did do a lot of knitting in college. That's when I kind of started knitting more full force. And then I think I took a little bit of a hiatus from it, and then I had the baby girls and started knitting a lot again. Yeah. But I always cross-stitched a little bit. I always had something going on.
It's funny that I just don't have any memory of you really. I must have never have seen you doing it much.
Yeah.
Must have been when you were
maybe
away
I didn't
from home.
come home and do it. I maybe didn't bring it with me.
Certainly didn't come and say, "Look what I did."
So you don't remember me stitching these things or anything? I mean, I don't
some
even
of them
remember.
I do, but some of them I don't.
Yeah. So that's my previous finish, and I guess it's like, is that 15 years old? 16 years away since I finished that. So I thought that was fun. Sorry to show a second time, but
you might have new viewers that didn't see it the first time.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
I need to frame it though. I really do need to fully finish that. It'd be kind of cute in this room on the wall or something. I don't know. Well, I told Rosie she could share her stuff first. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so she can come in.
So one of our little minions.
This is Rosie, and if you don't already know, she's 8 years old. And you've been stitching, do you think did she just start when we started floss tubing a year ago? She probably was already stitching a little bit.
Tiny bit, but she didn't do much.
She really started stitching about a year ago. So you want to show what you've been working on? And I'm sorry if you can hear the fans in my house. I'm hoping it's not too loud.
I'm sorry if you can see my avocado on my dress too. Sorry.
We're all a mess this week.
You know why? Because it's like 500 degrees here.
It is really hot, and our old farmhouse only has like some window units of air conditioning at the moment in our bedroom. So this is going to be hard to see, but Rosie's been working on a lot of white. Is it showing up? I can't see.
I made a mistake, so I had to go back.
Yeah,
How about if
we
I
had to
show it
rip
while you
out
guys
a
talk
couple
about it?
stitches after she started. What's this called? Do
Oh
you
no,
remember?
Mom.
It's the name.
Uh-oh.
10 pounds.
10 pals. Number 202. And who made this pattern? the
Frosted pumpkin stitchery.
Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So she started in the top, here, top,
Yeah,
It's gonna
top
look
corner.
like
right
top
up here.
corner up here. So she started on that white border, and we're not doing it on polka dot because,
I didn't buy it like that.
but it's very cute, and I think it's going to stand out nice. The white
Yeah.
will show up enough once it's kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
more bordered. I think
Oh
so
yeah,
too.
I mean it shows up fine in person.
In person, it shows
And you
up a
get
little
more stuff on there. I think it's so deceiving when you're only
Yeah.
doing light colors on a fabric and you feel like they're not going to show, and then once
You
you,
add more of
yeah,
the
like
colors.
even with some of my linens and stuff, I'm always like, oh, I got some flosses that are awfully close to this color.
Good job.
Good job, Rosie. And I
Yeah,
gave this to her for her birthday.
Yes, I'll
It's my
kit it up. for
First
her.
time to kit up presents for my girls.
So fun. So that's Rosie. Okay, and now Millie. Millie, come tell us how old you are, and then tell us what you're stitching and who is the designer. And nice and loud so that people can hear you.
10.
10. What's your name?
You just said.
Jim Bob. Jim Bob. Jim Bob.
Jim
Thornton.
Bob. Jim Bob.
Billy Bob. Billy Bob. What are you doing?
It keeps
We're
falling.
working on public speaking, Millie and I.
Just start, did you?
Yeah, today. We're working on it as of today. Because at camp the other day, she was supposed to share something in front of the group and she got shy.
Oh,
Oh, gotta share the picture.
you're whipping it in my head.
What is it?
It's I can't remember what it's called. Happy Spring.
Bye.
The Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery.
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Kitty and those bee steps.
Oh my gosh, look at you go
I
on
know,
that.
she's just
You're
flying.
a speedy stitcher.
When do you stitch?
At night.
Every night, pretty much without fail.
So if you
While Daddy reads
if you
and the
didn't see
Ivy-
last week,
Oh, I didn't see you had done the.
She didn't have this done, and she didn't have all of the kitty done either, did you?
No.
No, I was finishing.
I didn't
that.
realize you had those honeycombs done.
Yeah.
I just
Or
did
the other
those
bee.
today.
What?
Is
Why
that
are
what you were
so
doing?
fast?
Oh, I see a couple stitches that are a little loose though.
We need to go back and
Yeah.
tighten those
They're
up.
just a little loose. You're probably gonna want them a little tighter, but good job.
Do you like cross stitching? Is cross stitching life? Oh,
Something else
You're
right
supposed
there
to say
too,
yes.
baby.
No, it's not.
It's just a little loose thread that reminds me.
Yeah,
of
cute though. I can't believe you got that
Good
done.
job, and you're following the pattern so good.
You are. Looks like it's all matched up.
Cross stitching is not like
What is life?
ballet.
Oh, ballet is life.
Ballet.
Where's the pattern? Did you put the pattern back in?
I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, girlfriend.
It's a lot of stitching.
I'm really proud of you. We get a lot of comments. I don't know if mommy tells
I
you.
kind of forget to
Yeah,
tell you
that
sometimes.
About me?
Say, that- yeah,
About
what a
all-
good job
yeah.
you girls are doing. And
Like we got a lot of comments on your finish.
Yeah.
We need to go back when we're done recording and I'll show you all the comments that came through. I'm sorry that I keep forgetting to do that.
Okay.
on your,
And you too, Rosie. We'll find them all and talk about them.
yeah,
So thanks for leaving sweet comments for her and I'll make sure she sees those this week.
I just,
I think that kind of slips my mind. when I'm
especially in
doing
the last couple of weeks, I feel like.
well, she's had a lot to show.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Okay, so this week we have a featured friends from Judy Ledbetter, and she sent us this adorable biscornu, and I'm going to put the pictures in right here, and then I'll talk about it afterwards. So she says, happy Flossiversary. So she sent this a little while ago. I'm still catching up to what we have. Great Flosstube this week, as always. I've been meaning to send you this photo. and you prompted me as you were going to stitch biscornus, which you will see in a little while.
Yes.
And now I'm thinking I might actually place an order for a couple of patterns. This is my first and won't be my last biscornu. So fun. It is a chart by Tiny Modernist. Also came with charts for a needle book and scissor holder, which I have stitched but not sewn together yet. I used pink 14 count Aida, which mostly called for DMC threads. Such an enjoyable stitch. I showed it to my 10-year-old granddaughter over FaceTime. She loved it, so this set will be gifted to her. Looking forward to my next one and maybe to join in your biscornu SAL if you are doing one. I think we should do one.
I think we should do one, and we can either do a separate needle book one or lump it into biscornu, because I'm kind of all about the needle book too right now.
I know, they're so cute too.
Maybe and I love that pink Aida. Oh my gosh.
I know, it's perfect. When I was looking this week at 1, 2, 3 Stitch, I saw a lot of these by Tiny Modernists, and I had a few that I was kind of thinking about getting. So maybe I'll pick out a couple. We could do a giveaway the day we start the SAL. And so it might take a little while before we're ready to start it.
Maybe we could do it in August.
Yeah.
Start it in August.
So maybe in August we'll do a little bit.
Because you're doing your Haid.
In I think September. I'll do the Haid in September.
Yeah.
If you want to join me in starting or stitching, maybe you already have a Haid going.
Guess who's not going to be doing it?
Oh, not yet. There's still time.
The thing I like about these biscornus is that most of the ones that I've looked at, and I haven't looked at a ton, but most of some of them are heavier on stitching than others, but oftentimes it's just the top part, the little square part that's got all the stitching, and the bottom half is just a border or a few.
Or something.
Yeah, and so it's kind of nice. Sarah was just talking about maybe part of her problem, her slump right now, is that she doesn't have any small projects. And I think that's what I like about them. It's satisfying to work on something small once in a while. And as evidenced by my stitching that I'm going to be showing this week.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we should do it in August. So if you want to do a biscornu along with us,
we'll do it in August. Let's see. So thanks for sending those in. Yes. If you want to be featured in our Featured Friends segment, which feels like such a funny, like official sounding word, segment. Send something in to our email in the description box below, and I'm just going through in the order that I'm getting them and sharing them as we, each week sharing one. So please send those.
We'd love to see on her phone because
I don't know if I would have seen this biscornu from Judy in another way. Maybe on.
I did look on. I hashtagged it on Instagram and found a designer.
You hashtagged biscornu?
And there was a lot, but there was this one that kind of was popping up a lot most recently by somebody. And so, I mean, there's a lot of them, but I did not go far enough, and I'm sure there's some Tiny Modernists. She
has some really cute ones, and those are about the only ones I've really looked at too much, because I was looking specifically, I wanted to have each of the girls pick out a pattern. Somebody gifted me some money, like a gift card to 1, 2, 3 Stitch, which was very, very kind, and we're very thankful. So I bought a few giveaways, and I bought a couple things for myself, and I'm going to buy something, maybe a biscornu pattern.
Yeah, maybe.
And I wanted to get each of the girls a pattern, and I was kind of trying to convince them to get a biscornu, but nobody took the bait. They did pick out some cute stuff, so you'll get to see their haul when it comes from.
Maybe once they actually hold one and feel
I know.
it.
Maybe once you have yours done, and I can convince them that they could do it, because I'm pretty sure Millie especially has done so much practice that she could do it.
And even if they just needed help with the assembly part, the stitching part, they could do easy.
Yeah, we could figure it out together, and that'd be a fun project.
So but let's back up. Should we do biscornu / needlebook or save needlebook for a different month?
Save needlebook for a different month, because I would like to do a biscornu and a needlebook.
Okay,
but I wouldn't want to do them both the same month.
We're gonna do biscornus in August. Anyway,
biscornu. We need to come up with a cool, like a cute,
we'll come up with
mnemonic device.
We'll come up with a name, probably not today because it's 500 degrees, like I said, and our brains are fried.
Yeah, it took us a long time to just heave ourselves off the couch and get in here and to do this.
She went upstairs and laid down. I sat on the couch because I was going to cross
She's like, I'm not going to go lay down.
I'm not going to take a nap.
I came down and she's like on the couch.
I'm sure I was snoring.
I didn't hear.
The girls were like, what's wrong with Mimi? She alive over there? I'm balancing. I had my little travel light. I kind of was holding it in my, this is a recipe for a broken light. Anyway.
So it's warm today. And I'm having a heat wave, which is kind of early for us.
And we should just do it August 1st.
Yeah, August 1st. Or yeah, let's just do August 1st. We can also remember,
guess
and I'll put it
people-
down in the thing.
Yeah, I guess people, plenty of time to gather. August 1st is a Sunday.
I'm
So
still
that's
thinking
nice.
about a cute hashtag. I'll
Okay.
think about it all week.
Okay.
Let me put a note to myself.
Nope, Giselle.
I have my little, this is what I do during the whole thing. I know if we have to stop and pause so that when I go back to edit, I like can think, oh, it's been about 20 minutes.
You're probably shocked to hear that we actually stop and edit.
Us? We don't have a perfect run the first try?
Well,
I don't know how.
I'm thinking you probably
We
think you
have
should have
it so
edited.
together.
That's what they're probably thinking. You should have edited a little bit more.
Maybe you could cut some things down here. Anyway, our iced coffees are helping. The
Mhm.
fan is blowing. Let's
Hopefully
see.
you don't hear the fan, but
I've done a ton of talking. You show your whips.
my whips. Okay. Well, due to life circumstances that we'll talk about maybe later, my stitching time again was, let's just say, kitchen reno not going well.
Yeah.
Okay, I did spin my wheel last week and I did a little bit on things. This is such a puny amount. I'm not even sure why I'm showing it, but just because
I like
want
to see it though.
Okay,
I think it's
so-
fun when you show it. It's so
I did
cute.
that.
10 stitches.
Yeah, maybe 20. And I did spin my wheel and button up was on it and I did make a valiant effort, but
Really valiant.
it's like sad. But I'm not going to spin again this week. I'm just going to work on the same things because I didn't hit all of them anyway. So, and since I'm here, I just brought those. So
Get ready.
I did this big amount right here.
But-
And I should show you the picture.
Yeah, but I want you to show. I'm gonna have to show
Oh.
the whole thing because
Okay.
it is
I do have
so
more.
cute. So even though she didn't do that much on it today, look at how cute this is on this blue-gray fabric.
I know,
You
you're
dyed
cute.
this, right?
I don't even know what I did. I should have written it down because I do like
It's
it.
just so cute.
But part of the thing is it's a 28 count, or whatever fabric it is. The holes really did shrink up, so it's not necessarily easy to work on.
Yeah, it does look like
Sometimes I get off
but
half
it
the
makes
stitch.
the coverage so nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go back and do the borders? Are they backstitched?
Yes, they're just back stitched.
Oh, it's just back stitching. Oh, that's
So I
nice.
have 2 squares left. I have this one and this one. No, this one and this one, sorry. And basically what I worked on this week was the little bit of tree that
Oh yeah.
he's hauling.
You were
Everything's
gonna
reversed on
you
your
were gonna
computer.
do white on the. You were gonna
Yes.
tear this out and do
Yeah,
white, and then do the back stitching around. to kind of
Yes,
finish that.
I'll do this back stitching around all of them.
That's
And
so
it
cute.
looks like it's
It's really
just,
beautiful.
I can't really tell in the pattern. I think it's just I don't think it's like stitch space, but some people
Yeah,
have done
I
like
think
a
it's
back
just
stitch.
a straight row of stitching, but you
Yeah.
could do every other as long as
Some
they
people
worked out
have,
evenly.
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna make
I
winter.
really
I
like
don't
it on
like the
this,
green winter.
even more than this. I mean, the sample is adorable, but I love it on
Yeah.
this.
Well, the
fabric.
white shows up more. I think that's
It
what I was
really
afraid
pops.
of, was the white wasn't gonna show up if I did it.
Mhm.
So button up is gonna
It really
happen
pops.
sometime in probably all of our lifetimes.
Yeah, you're not that far
Not
away.
that far. It's just a matter of getting my act together and just doing it.
Yeah.
Then I also worked. Okay, this is one of my Whitco pieces, and oh man, I am really struggling on that wagon. I haven't even started hoity-toity this month,
Oh,
but I did
that's
bring
fun.
it. Okay, this is my sunflower fairy that I can thank Tina Stitches for, because I first saw her working on it way back last fall for the magazine monthly challenge. Where's my copy of her? I am using the called for Valdani's. And she's a Nora Corbett. And she's a lot of work.
Aw.
And you're not gonna really, I mean, I'm just working, basically, I'm still working up here in this big clump. And my colors, what my printer printed off is much more pastel-y than what I'm getting from the real Valdani's. It goes that way, yeah. So I basically am working all up in here. I filled in some of the green here and I'm working and filling in some of that. But there's it doesn't look like it should be that hard, but it's if you look at this graph, Sarah, you can
There's a
see
lot of color changing.
there's a lot of color changing and
Yeah.
they're real similar. Like
That's like my sunflower.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what makes it so strikingly
Right.
pretty, but it is a lot.
but I did work on her a couple of hours. And I will work on her again this week. That's why I brought her. So That got a clump of time. I kind of feel like there might have been something else like wow, but that's okay. There's two more things here. I did have a new start that was part of my magazine monthly, and it's the tomato thyme.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I have a picture that I can show because I made a working copy out of the magazine, but it's out of the Primitive Stitcher, Primitive Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher last summer, and it's okay. I'm just going to show you from way back here. It's a needle book.
It's cute.
She's a tomato girl, and she's got a tomato border that comes up and around. And
Just
I
go buy
haven't,
the magazine if you want to stitch.
yeah, I haven't done a needle book before, so I just basically got going on her on the tomato that goes up the side, and then she's going to be over here.
So it's like a tomato vine up the side.
It's not that hard of a. I mean, look.
Oh yeah, this is a needle book.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah, it is really cute. So, and I'm using all the called for. I think they're mostly all weeks, which I really like their colors, but I didn't realize until this last year or so. I used to that they're just one big. When you buy weeks, it's just like a big. So every time I start a project with weeks, I sit there and I pre-cut each when I pull a color. So like when I started doing that red, I unraveled it and cut cut into like 12 or I don't know how many inches. But
You can just, there's a much easier way to do it. You know how they're like this when you get it? Take your scissors and snip it right
I
here.
like them a little longer though.
Oh, you want them longer.
I want them a little longer. Yeah.
I don't mind mine short because then I kind of can control the color variations a little more. I feel like.
Yeah, there's not a lot of variation in these though. I don't feel like in these ones.
Yeah, some of them don't have
that one
has
might
more.
be, but like this is how well.
This is
maybe
onyx. Yeah, I like onyx, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of variation either. But
There was
I
one
like
color
that.
I couldn't find. It's Oscar, I think, and I guess I'm not making them that much longer. Oh, wow. Who but no. What?
Really describing what you're doing, and I was like, don't most people just snip that? What do you do? Leave a comment. When you're working with Weeks, Dyeworks, or any of the other ones that come as one long strand?
What?
How do you
just
cut
it?
yours? I just find the loops and snip it.
Okay, I just want you to know that when I was in high school and I took my SAT tests to get into college, I did not do well on spatial. I know you're all shocked and amazed and surprised, but I was not encouraged to go into any kind of math or sciences or architecture or anything like that because I'm really bad. And clearly I'm not a problem solver. I problem solve. I just make it a lot harder on myself, apparently.
You did solve the problem.
Now, this is the piece that I focused on the most here at the end of the week because I'm all about the biscornu.
Yes, this is so cute.
This is a Little Dove Designs.
I need to look at some of theirs.
She's got several. She's got a series going. She has a
summer bee
bunch. She has spring bunnies. Actually, I'm going to pull this thread through so it's not.
I need to go find hers. Is she on Etsy?
Yes. Yeah.
Here's
if you
the
look at her
info.
Instagram in her bio.
You can follow Little Dove.
Yeah.
Little Dove cross stitch.
So I'm doing this biscornu, and it's called the Summer Bee. So I worked on this a lot. So last week I think.
Oops. Oh yeah, you got far.
I had already done this. I don't know how much of this I had done, but I know I did the flower. I know I did the bee. I think I did most of that. Was it bee skep?
That's what I always call them. I don't know for sure I'm saying that right.
I might have done, yeah. But I did all of this, and I did this, and I'm starting on the little bee. And I just love the little, so, clearly this is going to be the middle right here when I sew my button in, because the leaves all come up this way and this way, yeah. But it is cute. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
And it's just DMCs and easy peasy.
What are you stitching it on?
It's a linen. I'm not doing it on the Ada. She calls for She called for 14 counts.
Yeah,
I think I'm
it
doing,
looks like Ada for sure, which
it's a
would be
green.
easy to do.
It is a green, and I did save the sticker. Probably doesn't show
Are you
up
doing
much.
28 count then?
Yes, I
And
think
over
28 over 2, and it's just called Water Lily. So yeah, it does look green kind of in your,
Yeah, it does.
yeah, pale green.
That's pretty.
The linen's a little bit, it pulls a little bit kind of cattywampus, so I'll have to do some, like, kind of pulling it around.
Straightening
Yeah, but I think it'll be okay. like I saw some other patterns that had back stitching in them, certain kind of back stitching when I was looking at some other patterns. And they said, don't use Ada because of the back stitching. It would be hard to do because of the.
Because maybe they have like certain stitches that would have to go
So
in.
that's all my
Your knitting?
stitching. I have my knitting. Yeah. I'm still working on.
She's like a rainbow.
She's like a rainbow. Thank you. I can't even remember the name of this.
I can't remember the designer, but it's easy if you just go maybe to last week or the week before. We have it linked in the comments.
Apparently I have a needle sticking through the. I shoved it in here because I was knitting during church and all of a sudden it was time for communion and I didn't want to leave it laying there in the pew.
Yeah.
So I basically finished off sleeve number 1 with that cute little rib. And last night I quick picked up the stitches for number 2 and I've done all of that since 1:30 this morning.
But not straight through.
No, nothing. So it's a very sweet pattern. And again, we talked last week a little bit. If you try it, this lace pattern, you do want to use stitch markers to just mark your spot. It makes it a lot easier.
I meant to email her, the person with that question.
It needs to be blocked clearly. The big challenge for me on this project is going to come after the sleeve because I'm going to, based on my daughter's recommendations, I'm going to learn how to pick up the stitches along the front and make a nice band. But I've never had good luck doing that, so we'll see.
You'll be fine. And the little sweater I made for my baby niece Junie gets worn all the time, which makes me very happy. I'm so happy. It turned out so cute. This is going to be really pretty on her too.
It'll be nice in the fall because it'll go with anything she wears. And
and her mama does like cozy.
Yeah, she's cozy and she's a crocheter and she likes neutral colors a lot. So this will go really nice. So that's been what I've been able to do in between hiding from my house.
If you didn't see that video last week, at the end of our video, you should go watch it. And it's probably worse now. Maybe
50 times. Well, it was.
Because there was a leak and the floor is falling apart. And well, we can fill you in.
I'll go into it later.
I'll just start with my knitting since I'm right here. I'm working on a sweater design called Ziggy by Georgie Hallam. And I had to pull out like a few days worth of stitching this morning, which was killer. I'm working on the sleeve. This is for my friend's baby. It should fit him. He's pretty little. I'm doing the 12-month size, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be a pretty petite little guy. So I don't know when it'll exactly.
And that's the sleeve.
This is one sleeve, and I love this yarn. I got it just at Hobby Lobby. It's just a simple little, not very expensive, but.
Did you pull that out in the car on the way to church?
I did. I pulled it out to about here, like somewhere around here, I think, and then I've put that back in since.
What?
Just in church. And in the
you
car.
knit this much straight? Oh, you knit in the car.
I think. Well,
that's a lot.
No, I didn't.
I'm
The
slow.
car was too hot, but it's just stockinette with a couple increases. Like it's just.
I know, so was mine.
Thick. And it's thicker yarn. It's
That's true. That's true. I'm using fingering. That's very tiny.
I don't know why I'm showing you this because kind of like your button up, I didn't really get that much done on it. So this last week we had a very busy week also, and my stitching time felt short. A couple nights I'll talk about it later, but I worked a little bit on how would you say that? When that April? When that April? Mm-hmm. So it's like old ink. Well, probably Middle English. When that April. Quote from Chaucer. I do think he's Middle English. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. If you are, please correct me. I won't be offended. This is from Alicia Paulson, and I worked on some border, some green stem for that daffodil, which is really cute.
That's very cute.
All I've gotten done. This is probably should be like kind of a go-to enjoyable stitch that's in a place I can kind of work on socially.
Mm-hmm.
So worked on that.
Who are you knitting? Where are you going where you get to knit or stitch socially?
Oh, I don't know. You, when you're here.
Oh.
Maybe not socially, but
because you don't really get together and stitch with Lacey or anything.
Maybe mindlessly is the better word. Mindless stitching. I worked some on my Gathering Eggs from Nora Corbett.
Cute.
And I'm working up on that sky.
So much work.
I know. Actually, this part has been a lot of work. I made a little bit of an error just with one little section of the pink flowers way up there. Like, so I had to rip out a couple stitches here,
but so
I've
pretty.
been doing this teal outline next to that blue.
So pretty.
I know.
So pretty.
And that middle section will eventually be all white DMC.
Up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
cloud.
a cloud.
But this goes all the way up, and then there's more blue. But I kind of, so I'm just sort of working back down and around. But I might finish this and go down here and finish it.
Yeah, I would definitely save the white for last and just fill in.
Yeah. I'll do the border after the white, I think.
I tell you, I just have to tell you, when I found this pattern, and I'm trying to think how I found this pattern. Maybe somebody was stitching it on. It was this. It was this section that just. I just thought, well, she's cute, but I just love this. I don't know what it is about it. I don't even have hollyhocks. If that's a hollyhock,
It's a foxglove, I think.
oh, it's a what?
Foxglove, I think.
Oh,
but maybe it's a
oh yeah,
hollyhock.
maybe it's foxglove.
I think of it
But
as
isn't that the colors? I just love the pink and the blues and the purplies and it's just so pretty.
It is really pretty.
She just did a gorgeous job.
Pretty enjoyable to stitch still.
Mhm.
So I worked on that because I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then I've been working on my 2 Whip-Go pieces so that I've just really put stitches into 4 different projects because I'm really trying to finish up my Whip-Go or get as close as I can during the week.
I forgot there was
Where
a
is it
Whip-Go
here?
this week.
Oh, that's all right. I'm working again or still on this for this month of June. I've been working on that roof of the little cottage and I am really eager to get it kind of done. And it's coming along. I don't know if you can see all the white that I did. I think you can kind of see it. Yeah, there you go. So I did all that white, like starting basically, I think almost all this scallop not too long ago, and the little, all those polka dots, and then this will be red filled in there. So there's still quite a bit of red to go. And then a lot of white, like snow on the top. Ooh. Kind of getting tired of stitching white, especially because I'm kind of feel like this fabric is just a little light. And the white shows up nicely against the contrast colors, but when it's just the white.
Oh, you're only right here?
Yeah, I have all this to do up to that.
Maybe you
I
should
might
take a
need to get
break.
another skein. Well, I will take a break after this month's Whip goes done. Hopefully,
move over and work
move
somewhere
over?
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna motor through. It's fairly, once I got all this white done, I think I finished off that strand of red and I think I'm gonna do, you can hardly see it, I don't think, but there's a little brown line here. I do think I'm gonna just stitch that little brown section and then all it will be is fill-in work, which that is fine. I don't mind doing just kind of fill-in.
No, you know when I bought this for you, I didn't
You were
really
like, oh,
realize.
this is a cute little pattern.
Didn't realize really, guys, it's a lot. Like this, I mean, when I see it in
know.
person.
I'm not sure how much I have. I know I have more snow along the bottom to do as well, all along the bottom.
But it is the bulk of the piece. I mean, yes, this will take time.
Yeah, the house is.
But it's more scattered stitching. It's not such a big block of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like more little motifs over here.
Yeah,
and
I
the
think that'll be
trees
more.
will be kind of intense, I think.
Yeah, but.
And the white I can just sort of do a little at a time as I move over.
Yeah.
So it's really cute. I'm really glad I put it on a whip go because it's motivating me to keep going. And it should get called, I think it should get called a second time. I think this is only the first time it's gotten called up for the year. What's this? Okay. Oh, that's part of that pattern. And then the other thing that was called this month for me was Shores of Hawthorne Hollow. And
got a really nice project bag for it.
well, I know I probably should put it in something nicer. It's probably the bag the fabric came in or the pattern came in.
It's the bag your fabric came in.
No, I actually think I stuck the sticker on
the
there.
bag.
It's probably the pattern bag. And I do need to probably move it over to a better project bag. But the nice thing about this one is I probably need to put it in a transparent one because I have to change floss so often. So I have been working on this second square and it's kind of trucking along pretty nicely, but I'm missing a color. Oh, I actually found this color. I should put that in tonight. I'm missing a red. I was missing a red for this seahorse, but I actually found some in my stash. This week I just worked on the crab and I'm being very careful to count over exactly the right amount. So he's a little too close to the seaweed, I think.
Doesn't matter. He looks cute.
But he looks fine and it won't matter.
And
I
he's
need
in
to
the
go
right,
back and do
he's in the
some
right
eyes.
spot, right? Maybe.
Yeah, based on this border, I
yeah.
counted over and like
So
5
you can
times.
count off the
picture.
crab now. He's good.
I think so, but I thought that about I thought that about something else too, and I still felt like I was making mistakes. But I love that seahorse. It's good. So all that middle section will be a red, like it's 3777. So
Oh,
we
is
got
that
dark
deep
red,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be really cute, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's everything I stitched this week.
Wow. I wonder if
Wasn't
I'll
as much
live to
as
see
some
this
of
done.
Oh yeah, I'll get it done in a year, 2 years, 5 years. Oh, there's a better picture on the back. I always forget. A little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm. You can see that seahorse better.
Yeah, I do. I do really enjoy
It's
this.
cute. It's very cute.
I do, and I do really want to start the spring at Hawkeye in 2022.
I'm loving that.
So I really
piece.
need to
I
do
don't
it.
think I would have loved it so much if I wasn't
You're doing
seeing.
spring.
I want to.
Oh, you're
I-
loving
yeah.
it, but you're not.
The
working.
more I see Carolyn Zook from
Mhm.
C Stitch, she's bombing along on that. I
Love
feel
it.
like the squares they do have a lot of stitching, but I don't know. It's more varied, maybe. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it.
I
more
probably
so.
won't do it over one, but I'm
No.
kind of thinking about it because I really like how this is looking, and my eyes are good enough that I don't
Yeah.
even really need my light or my magnifier now that I've gotten kind of used to looking at that tiny thing. I might be killing my eyes, so maybe I will need bifocals
Talk to
in a
me
few months.
later.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. Take advantage of what you can because it won't.
yeah,
stay that
I
way
usually do
forever.
use my light if it's evening, but if I was working on it right here in this light, I could see it and do it.
Yeah.
Do you have any haul this week?
I do have a little bit of haul. I have a little bit of haul from my trip to Idaho.
Oh.
But I never showed. It's not really that exciting. It's not really stitchy. Well, it's kind of stitchy related. So when we did our little trip to Idaho, my friend and I, we wanted to go into the stores. And so we found a yarn store. I think it was in Moscow, Idaho. I forget what it was called. But I found this pink
That's
really
beautiful.
badly. It came unskein and I don't know how to wind a hank. I tried to do it, but
They're just gonna wind it up in a ball eventually.
Yeah.
Anyways.
it's the Palouche Yarn Company, a small independent dye studio in northern Idaho. Anyway, it is called Peachy Keen. But
That's
it's
pretty.
not really peach. It's a little bit of peach, but I loved it.
Hmm.
There was a shawl, kind of a little shawlette thing that they had done up. That was a Ravelry pattern, and I thought I took a picture of the name, but I can't find the name of it. But I'm sure I
Call
could
the
find.
store and ask.
Yeah, I can find a million different shawl patterns. But then my friend that I was with, she's a quilter, so we had to find a quilt shop. And this gal, I thought, I just want some little fabric pieces for finishing pieces.
Mhm.
So she had these grab bags, and I think it was $5
Hmm.
for just who knows what kind of shape. Just
Yeah.
browns. This one was browns and pinks,
Hmm.
neutral,
Hmm.
polka dot, stars. So I
Fun.
thought, oh, I
Just
wanted
their
a little,
ends, kind
yeah,
of.
just like not even all fat quarters. This one is a little bit.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna
purple.
take it out of that. I tend to, I think, like kind of neutral, not too busy fabrics on the back of mine. Although I shouldn't say that because I think some of them are kind of busy. But some of these are. This is like a nice big piece.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Beautiful fall.
That's
This is
pretty.
a little teeny piece, but for $5, and it's
That's
really
cool.
quality
Those together are really nice.
quilting fabric.
Mhm.
It's not just the stuff you get at Joann's.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was kind of a, I thought I'm going to do it.
Fun.
Yeah, so I did that. And the yarn I just really fell in love with. I really do love pink yarn.
Yeah.
And then I went online. I said
This thing
earlier,
you're hiding down there.
I,
What are you
I'll tell you what I meant.
about to start?
I'm going to start it. So I did kind of get excited about this biscornu thing.
You're all ready for your?
I am. So this company, she
Oh.
is Sunshine X Stitch, and she has a bunch of biscornus. I think it's on Etsy. But I did this violet one. I bought and printed out this violet one, and I think it is beautiful.
That is really pretty.
And the back,
ML Torres.
ML,
ML Torres. is
that's
the
her name.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
it's,
think
yeah,
I just
Sunshine X Stitch.
And if you're looking for her,
I was looking to see if I saw her.
did I print it off Etsy or off her? It's Sunshine, all one word with a capital X stitch.
I'll put it in our
Yeah.
description
So I
box.
did that. I bought the violet one, and then I also bought this Gerbera daisy one,
Ooh, that's pretty. I like that one.
and all just DMCs. And so I got really excited about this.
Hmm.
I printed off both of those, but who knows? I'll do them both. And I did go buy. The flosses are so pretty. They're all combined in here, but they're just beautiful DMCs.
Hmm.
So that was a purchase at Joann's. They were missing a couple colors still. I don't know. My Joann's is not very good. But I might not do those for the biscornu along.
Want these ones? Because we have another thing.
Oh no, I might get some other ones before that.
That's probably true. Well, I might pick them for you.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Uh-oh. There you go. So I just had them both in one project bag. And then I showed this last week. It's in the newest punch needle primitive stitcher. Actually, I don't know why I brought it. I thought I had fabric to start it, but I don't. It's the Barbara Anna Sea Dandelion. I love her. So I bought all the floss for that. And I don't think I made a working copy yet, but I'm going to make a working copy because it's too hard to work out of this magazine. But she's just, and I think I'm going to try to dye some fabric, that dark
like that.
blue or gray, like a dark gray.
It's cute.
Yeah, and then I was watching stitching at the cabin while I was
Oh dear.
working one day, and I've never heard of this gal. Her name is Thea Governor, and it's spelled Gouverneur, huh?
That sounds familiar to me.
She apparently does. I've never heard of her, but she's well known, and she does a lot of these kits. And
You probably just know her from Stitching in the Cabin.
yes, so Julie showed a piece that was all she bought. It was a kit. It was all like flowers in there, but then the bulb, like they were bulb flowers. But I decided to go for the iris one.
Oh.
The kits were all on Amazon and they were on sale. Like the one she got was 50% off. They're normally like $70. Like I think the one she got was $70. She got it for half off. There's like a coupon. Basically, it's like a wiki. I think it's a wiki. It's just automatically applied. They might not still be on sale. She didn't think they would still be on sale after they recorded, and I watched them like 2 weeks later, and I went to look, and they were still on sale.
Wow.
So you had the option of buying this kit with the white or the black Ada, and I picked the black.
Well, it's really beautiful.
Yeah. She did
I love
say
irises.
that
I love
they are
irises.
not for the faint of heart. I mean, she didn't say it that way. Not beginner, but the
Beautiful,
flosses are already separated out. I do love irises, and I
do too.
love the different frilly ones. And we don't see a lot of those. I mean, where I live, most people just grow your generic.
I have some apricot colored ones that are just
So if you're looking for something fun, look on Amazon. I always forget. The thing is that on Amazon, I know that there's a lot of a lot of party sellers that sell on there. But like if I were just going to put in cross stitch kit, I don't think this would necessarily pop up. I've done it
you have
before.
to search for.
Like I'll get a bunch of dimensions ones maybe that'll pop up, but these I've never seen these by her. So I really love that.
It's pretty.
And so I did. It was not very. I mean, with the discount, it was pretty affordable. So that was my
It's
haul.
really pretty.
That's it. That's all I
Thanks,
got.
Julie, for the enabling.
Oh, she's my girl.
I just had a few things that you had given me that I didn't remember to show last week, and then sometime soon I should have some haul coming from 123 Stitch. I put kind of a big order in for me. But a couple things that I am just going to tuck away into my stash and eventually use that I didn't show last week. One of them was this. I love these, and I've never stitched any of them, but I really need to. Oops.
That's the Lama
Lama.
one. Oh, I do love that one.
You want it back?
No.
And this one is so cute. This too is Brenda Gervais.
Yeah.
Tricks and Treats.
I know.
Is that what it's
I think
called?
it's an older one. Oh, look, I even have my notes for fabric on it.
There was actually fabric in there. I took it out and I'm using it for something else.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What are you using
You
it
want
for?
that fabric back? Did you know there?
No.
I got the
Something-
things to start something I showed last week.
Oh.
Which one was I gonna do? Boo. Bobbing for
Oh,
pumpkins.
Bobby
I think
for-
I'm gonna do on that one.
Yeah.
I think I checked and it was an okay size for
Okay.
that. And then the last one was
Faces.
Faces. Which
On
one
the
is this
back.
one called?
4th of July.
4th of July. Oh, that's cute. I think I need to start that on the 4th of July.
There you go.
Oh man, it's so cute. It's so sad that it's such a tiny picture.
I know.
It, like it's not doing
What's
justice.
this thing in the corner?
It says thank you. It's like a sticker.
Oh,
Is that
from
from you?
Oh yeah, no, it's when I bought it.
From when you bought
I'm
it
sure
on
I bought it off of Etsy,
eBay
yeah.
or-
or eBay. Yeah.
Anyway, I should think about starting this one just for fun.
That's
But
cute.
sorry, I'm looking at the little notes that were probably on it when it came. So that's all the haul I really have this week. But what do we usually do next? Giveaway?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about books.
You want to do books first? We usually do books
Yeah,
somewhere.
we can
in
talk
the-
about July when we get into
Chatting.
plans and chatting.
Oh, plans. That's the other thing. Books. What are you reading? Macy Dobbs?
Yes. The other night,
Maybe you'll have some time.
I went to
read
bed
while
and I went to bed and I was reading my Kindle. And I had my glasses on and I was on my side. And I was holding it really tight. And an hour later I woke up, but I'm like, why am I holding my phone? Why am I holding my phone? And then I opened my eyes and I'm like, why am I holding my Kindle?
You're still holding it?
Just gripping it. Yeah.
Mine would have fallen.
Well,
out of my
I
hand.
kind of scooched in so I wasn't
Oh.
hanging over the edge. So if it, because I have dropped it many times, like ka-thunk. Although it makes less noise than the Kindle Fire used to make, because that's like dropping a tablet.
I really never fall asleep reading. I think I just stop when I get that tired. I'm like,
I
I'm
don't know
not
I'm
even
getting
going to
that
try anymore.
tired. I don't know I'm getting that
Oh, you don't
tired.
even know until you're just asleep.
So all of a sudden,
Oh, I can sense like I'm about to fall asleep, so
Sometimes
then
I
I put it away
yeah.
and like
I
usually
do.
I have kind of a goal to read this much or something, a chapter or
I sometimes do, but I'm still working. I
Yeah.
still haven't gotten
if I'm reading on a screen, I might be more likely to just drift off.
what
But
I
a book, I'm not likely
what
to
I
hold.
really need to do is be reading more earlier. We've talked about this multiple times. I'm waiting till it's
Maybe you
midnight.
should read in the morning. Just have a little breakfast and read.
Do you realize that I get up
Well, I know, not before work, but like take a little work break.
I
and
could.
read.
a 15-minute break? And I'm not quite. The book has kind of grabbed me, but it's not really where I'm at the really exciting point. So it's a little harder to.
Her books are kind of meandering.
Yeah, they kind of take a while to get in. Okay. what
I
do you read?
finished my Brother Cadfael
Mhm.
novel this week, and it was fun and really satisfying and like
Yeah.
a perfect summer read. So, and oh, by the way, I started a GoodReads account for Stitch and stuff. So if you give us book recommendations that you think people should know about or that you've loved, leave them in the comments.
Mhm.
And you can follow along and see if you click through the link that I'll put in the description box to it. You can click through and see books. And there's not that much on there. I've kind of added a few things that we've talked about, but I need to put Maisie Dobbs on there.
Mhm.
And I know people had left a few. I need to go back through our comments and find the ones that people had recommended before and stick those on there. And we'll just kind of, I thought it would be kind of a fun way to track the community recommendations for
Right.
books. So I started a couple new books that I got at the library. Our librarian, I love our librarian. We have a small town library.
Oh, wait. I am still poking along on Snow White,
Snow and Rose.
Snow and Rose.
Oh yeah,
in the
Millie
bath.
will
That's
be
my-
happy to know that.
That's my bathroom read.
It's pretty easy because the chapters are
Mhm.
short and fast,
Sweet though.
or you could sit there for a long time and read 10 chapters.
Could.
Good.
Don't advise it.
So when I took the girls to the library the other day, kind of for the first time since COVID, our libraries are open here in the part of Washington where I live. And so we went in there and they got to pick out a bunch of books, which we used to do all the
It's the
time.
first
and
time
have
you've
them.
done that?
I've gone in there a couple times to just pick up books that I've
Oh.
requested, but we haven't just gone in. And it's a tiny library. There's not a ton on the shelves, but she tries to keep it pretty well stocked. And I think we're one of the few people who maybe come and check books out there. A lot of people come and use the computers. I never really see anybody else in there browsing the shelves. So I think she kind of maybe even knows the girls' taste and like make sure she has some of those. I don't know. I wouldn't be
Seems
surprised
like the type of gal
because
that
she
would.
is really like
Yeah.
paying attention. Yeah, she's really
She's-
sweet.
Really sorry.
So they had a couple books featured that I was really interested in.
And one of them was Rain Is Not My Indian Name, which is really interesting. It's about this girl who is kind of mixed race, lives in the Midwest. She's, part German, part Native. Like she has kind of, just mixed race.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fiction, and I'm really enjoying it. It's hard for me to, I'm not very far into it. I feel like it's kind of a coming of age story, mostly. But I'll let you know.
It from the picture,
yeah, but I'll let you know. Her best friend that she's been friends with forever, really early in the book, I don't think it's really a spoiler because it's probably even on the back. Yeah, he dies. And right when they start to realize they kind of are interested in each other as like young, they're probably in high school, but they're about to start dating, you can tell, and sort of being together. And then he gets killed in a car. Like a car hits him as a pedestrian or something like that. And anyway, so it's kind of her journey of grieving and coming out of that grief. And it's really interesting, and I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
But it is really interesting to read. Like I've read books about Native children, which is an important topic that's near and dear to my heart. But I haven't really read very many books about mixed race Native, and or even books about kids in this part of the country. So I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's very different than anything I've really read before. So I'll keep you posted if I'm enjoying it. I expect to keep enjoying it. And then the other thing I got, which I didn't even know was out yet, is this book by Jimmy, and I'm not even sure how to say it. Cajolius, maybe Cajolius. Cajolleas. His first novel was Goldeline. And that book, have you read that one? When you're done with Snow and Rose, you should get Goldeline. It's a fantasy sort of retelling. It's not even a fairy tale retelling, but it feels like a fairy tale. I'll put it on. It's Millie's I'm not sure if she'd be able to choose between Snow and Rose and Goldeline. And she got it off the shelf and read it and was like, Mommy, you have to read it. And I could not put it down. It is really good. And it's not just children. There's a few things in there that kind of went over her head. I think a little bit about sexuality. I don't think she really picked up on it. So it's kind of appropriate for multiple ages, but it was really, really good. And so he wrote a second book. It's very different, but has a similar kind of mystical fantasy meets the real world feel, called The Rambling. And this one's about a boy and his journey to kind of save his father from he's kind of in trouble for gambling. And but there's all this, it takes place, I think, sort of in the southeast, maybe in Louisiana, or it's swampy. So I'm kind of picturing like the bayou and the deep south, and the accents kind of come through like the deep south. But it doesn't really, I think it's kind of a fantastical location. It's not somewhere that I think is real. And sort of these magical things are happening, even though it feels like sort of set in real life. Anyway, I'm enjoying it as much as I enjoy Goldeline. I'll put this one on there too. And I think it's really new. So that's what I've been reading. And
she reading it too?
No, I told her I got it first because I found it on the shelf at the library. So that's part of why I'm trying to run through it, because I know she's waiting and everybody else. Jesse, our whole family, I think except maybe Rosie, read Goldeline. And I think it might have been, was it last summer or 2 summers ago? And it was probably 2 summers ago because last year the library was closed. Yeah. So it's probably 2 summers ago, and we recommended it to one to the other. Like we kept just passing it. So it's really great.
Reminds me of a book that came out several years ago. Yeah, that Peculiar Children.
Oh yeah, this is
where there's a weird phenomenon, but it meets real life kind of thing. When you're talking about that, I think about that because we just found one of those in the series at my house when I was cleaning out, and I thought, oh, I never read that. I read the first one. What is it? The Peculiar.
I'm thinking of The Incorrigible Children of Ashton Place, and that's not the right title. Peculiar. It's Miss Pettigrew.
Yes, Miss Pettigrew goes to town. Just keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, you'll think of it.
They
made a show or a movie.
The movie's nothing. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And then there's several in the series.
I didn't really like that. I read the first one, and I know everybody loved it.
And I don't really hanging though.
I think that might have been part of it. And I also just had a really hard time connecting with any of the characters. I don't know why. It might have just been the time of my life I was reading it, and I should probably give it another try. But
I think when I read the first one,
good. I just don't love it.
I didn't go into it knowing there was going to be a sequel, so I was expecting a tidy ending, and I didn't get it. And then, of course, it wasn't like I read it when it was brand new, so I had to wait for the sequel. And I might have read the
Maybe if I
sequel.
hadn't had it built really up, like I
Yeah.
heard so many
Yeah.
people raving about that one. Goldoline is probably more fairy tale-y than
Yeah,
this one.
this is a little darker.
That one, yeah. Goldoline has some darkness in it, but it's more like Little Red Riding Hood meets.
Yeah.
I
This
don't
is
know.
more mystical. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, if you like those kinds of books,
Yeah.
though, check out.
Yeah,
Miss
we can put those
Peregrine's
on
Home
too.
for Peculiar Children.
Yeah,
and they're
because
young.
you
They're
probably will
billed
like
as
it.
young adult, but I mean they're very much adult too.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
I would call that young adult.
I feel
to
like that
adult.
that gap is closed between young adult and adult. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, if you're like a real literary
Yeah.
person, you wouldn't maybe like that kind of.
Yeah, and there's
book,
some adult books I wouldn't hand to my young adult, but
Right.
young adult fiction, if it's really good, is
Yeah.
worth reading.
Somebody I follow on Instagram was reading the first Harry Potter book for the first time in her life, and she's a mom,
I love those.
and she's on the first one. And
yeah.
she wasn't really,
It's
she was,
hard to-
I don't really understand. So I told her, you need to hang in there to the third book. So if you ever have not liked Harry Potter, nobody's really encouraged you to finish it.
It
'cause
gets really, really good
And it
around
gets
3,
way-
4, and 5, and it's much more mature. Like the
Yeah.
first book is definitely geared towards children at the age of those characters.
Yeah.
But as they get older, they like
The
it's
book.
written for the
Yeah.
audience who's reading it
Because
along
each
with.
book is a year older. And my whole family had read those except for me.
Mm.
And when and then they would read them, and then when the movies came out, they would all go see the movies, and I was always kind of left behind because I didn't really like that style of writing. I didn't think. And then when the 7th book had come out, and then they were making the 7th movie, and it was going to be 2 parts, and it was going to come out like in November of that year, we thought, okay, we're going to go do that like as a family, because one of my kids' birthday is right around Thanksgiving. And we'll just do that for his birthday kind of thing. So I thought, I got to read these books. And I kind of knew a little bit because I would see them watching the movies at home. And so I started like reading them in May. And I read the first one in May, and I'm like, nah. You know, it was
That's kind of
nobody
how I
warned
felt.
me.
And Jesse was like, "No, you got to keep going."
So then somebody said, Mom, just keep reading. So I picked the second one up in July, and I read those pretty much straight through until October.
That's fast.
Because I was reading the last one during a 24-hour readathon that always happened in October.
Wow.
I was on the last little bit, and Sam, my youngest, was there. He kept saying, "What part are you on?" And I'm trying to read because it was so good. And it's like, "What part are you at? What part are you at?" And I'll never forget reading the last bit out loud to him while we were eating lunch during this 24-hour readathon. And I'm crying. And oh, yeah.
I love that.
If you have not gotten beyond the third one and you like magic, and you just should try it.
Do you remember that we took, was it Sam and Austin, to the bookstore for the
One of the-
midnight release of the last book?
Was it the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
At
We were,
Borders or
Jesse and I
something?
were married at that point, but my younger 2 brothers are quite a bit younger. I was 12 when the youngest was born, and 9. So there was an age gap. So we drove them and hung out in line all evening at Borders bookstore, and it was really fun. It's a really happy memory. And we just hung out with all these other Harry Potter nerd fans. At that point, it was a sensation, but I think it's just continued to be a sensation more and more. Still.
When I got done reading those, so when I finished that last book, I just kind of felt like, well, now what am I going to read? And I wonder what my friends are doing today. And I just kind of felt like I was so
Especially if you read
intrigued.
them that fast.
I did,
Just
man.
like-
And I had the benefit of them back to back to back.
Mhm.
They all had to wait like what, 2 years?
I read them back to back
Did
too.
you?
I don't think I started reading until the 6th book was maybe
Okay.
out. Oh, maybe right before the 6th book, because or the 7th book. We read the 7th one out loud together because we didn't want to fight over who got it first. So we read the 7th one, I think, together. But I read them later. I was
Later.
kind of like in college
Yeah.
and things. I wasn't into the big hype.
We were beyond that.
But I have seen studies lately that show there's some finding that kids who have read Harry Potter, grew up kind of reading Harry Potter, are kinder people. Like, I don't know what measure
Really?
they're using, but I believe it though, because there's a lot of worldview shaping discussion in there about how you see the world and what kindness is and friendship and self-sacrifice. And I love them. So sorry if you're not a Harry Potter fan, because we're over here like
And
totally
I'm not
gushing,
like
but-
I didn't go to the
No.
website and figure out what house I'm in. I mean, we're not
Yeah.
that kind of crazy.
Oh, I know what house I'm in, but I didn't go to the website to pick it up.
Anyway, you should try reading them.
I know which house all my girls are into. That's easy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely, I know.
So if you also have like summer book recommendations that you love to read, like I know when I was a kid in high school, I read The Hobbit every summer. Like I think there are a lot of people that read a similar style book or the same book every so many years at a certain time of the year. You know, let us know. We'll add it to the GoodReads list.
My friend and I were just talking the other day, and she had listened to a podcast recently, and I'm sorry, I won't even remember who the podcaster was. I'd have to ask her, but this podcast was about how to have a summer reading club, not a summer book group where you all read the same book, but at the end of summer, like maybe in August, you get together and everybody brings one book they read that summer and just talks about it, like shares about it. Wouldn't that be a fun Zoom call thing to do?
Yeah. I don't have anybody to do that with, so I have to do it with you and your friends.
Well, we could do it over Zoom with our friends. We'll think about it. We have a giveaway. Is that next? And then we can do plans last. Let's do giveaway and
You
then
want to
plans.
pick for last week's giveaway?
I did already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Should we do that first?
Yeah.
So we are giving away Plum Street Samplers, the Mary, it's called Mary 1. It's part of the bowl full of Marys.
And there's like Mary 1, Mary 2, and Mary 3 if you love it, and you can go get more of them.
And this was number 1?
Yes.
Figured out?
Mary 1.
So cute. So cute.
The winner of Mary 1 is Sandy D. I should have copied down what her comment was.
Sandy?
Smart.
Did she just win something?
Did she win something? She was at our Zoom.
Okay, so by the way, if you've been waiting for giveaways from us that I needed to mail, they are all mailed out. The only thing not mailed out right now is this one. So you should all
I think I'm all caught up too. I
have
haven't had
them.
anything.
I think I got confirmations for almost all of them. Should arrive by Tuesday.
Awesome.
So by the
So I'll be
time
watching in the mail.
Yeah.
Sandy's comment said, I loved the Zoom on Saturday because she joined us last week. I totally lost track of time. I loved your Flosstube, which I just finished watching.
Sandy.
Kim, I have 2 daughters and we talk all the time. However, my oldest daughter and I are similar to you and Sarah, as we can talk for hours. My husband is always curious what we talk about. I haven't convinced her to quilt or cross stitch yet, but I'm not giving up. Don't give up. It's worth it. You guys just make my day.
Oh,
And then she said something about the movie. She had almost watched the movie you had talked about, and her favorite summer drink is cold iced tea.
Because the word was cold.
Cold was what I was searching for. So this week's giveaway, I didn't think about a word. Maybe we should just use the word old.
Old, okay.
Okay, so the giveaway for this week is going to be Little House Needleworks Old Colonial. And we had done this one as a giveaway earlier, and I can't remember who won it, but I never heard from them. So I thought we'd just re-up this. It's a little wintry, perfect if you want to stitch Jolly July, which we'll talk about in a minute. And it's called Old Colonial. So I need to think of a word.
Just
Well, maybe since we're about to talk about Jolly July, use the word Jolly or July?
Jolly.
Jolly. Use the word jolly in your comment, and that's the word I'll search for the giveaway. And one of you will win this next week.
Who's it by? Little House Needleworks?
Little House Needleworks, Old Colonial. It's a series, probably, of her ornaments, little sampler tree ornaments.
It's got cute little birds on
It
it.
is cute. I
Cardinals.
just kind of knew I wasn't going to stitch that. Somebody sent that to us.
It's cute.
It is cute. I just am not, like, as evidenced by my huge red house that I'm stitching, I'm not a house stitcher. I don't like stitching houses. I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's worth it in some patterns. It's worth it.
And they do turn out really cute.
I know.
Like, I don't think I would ever do the village at Hot Run Hollow because it's all houses.
It's all houses. I don't think I would either, although that was the first one I ever saw and I loved it.
It's adorable.
But when I found out they had other patterns that weren't all houses, I was like, even better.
All over that.
Even better.
There's a lot of houses in mine, though.
Yeah. Mine has
Mine.
a couple. A couple. And
That's okay. I mean, it's for the bigger, greater good.
for the greater good of humanity, we'll stitch those houses.
Insanity.
Okay. Last night we killed some skunks at our house. Sorry, I just was reminded that because I saw my dogs outside.
Who stink?
We caught a mama skunk. We think now it was a mama in a trap, and we knew we had a skunk that was around our property because we'd smell it every now and then.
Guess how you know they're here?
Yeah. So we caught that a few days ago before you got here and disposed of that. And then last night we were sitting here visiting around the table. My dad came over and dropped her off before going back. So she's staying with me for the week. And all of a sudden we were like,
We have all
The
the
dog-
windows open.
All the windows are open because we're trying to cool the house
Fans
down.
blowing.
And the dogs start freaking out outside right below our dining room window and right in front of the girls' bedroom window, which was closed, I think.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. It has happened before where it's not closed. And then, oh, so bad.
It's
Because they're in the basement. So it would be right next to their window.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew right away it was a skunk even before I smelled it because they had that like warning bark. We have
Yeah.
a big dog who normally he has never killed a skunk. Though. He'll like bark at it and corner it and wait for us to take care of it. This has happened before. It was a tiny baby skunk. We went out to see it and it was like a kitten. It was just like tiny and it was really cute. Skunks are actually really cute even though we don't like them and want them. And so he
Eat your
actually,
chicken eggs.
we were trying to like get a bin over it, like a big crate, Rubbermaid type crate over it, and then we would pull it away and hit it with a shovel, which is a very professional way to dispose of skunks. But we couldn't quite get it over the bin because it was hiding behind a big lilac bush. So finally, Jesse thought he had it in the bin, but the dogs were freaking out at it. Moreover, in my flower bed a little bit further away, and Gideon just went for it. He's our big dog, and just like one bite and it was dead. And we're like, yay. So we all came inside and they start freaking out again around the other side of the house. And Jesse had already gone to bed and I was like, I guess it's me. So because I'm not going to
Baby skunk had some siblings.
Yeah. So what happened, I think, is mommy skunk is now gone and they're probably all venturing out to try to find some food because she's not bringing any back for them. And he actually took care of that other one, which surprised me. He'd already been sprayed a couple times by the first skunk. So it was like too late. I was so thankful. And I thought for sure we'd hear more that night, but so maybe there were just two, or maybe we'll hear more tonight.
Maybe other ones have already.
So you may hear next week about all of our skunk. Well, yeah, if we're up for recording next week.
Yeah.
I'm up for recording.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your plans?
My
Just
plans.
interspersing some stuff in with our stitching.
Yeah. My plans for next week are to be here and not in my house. I am going to just do, like I said, I'm going to continue with the same. I don't know if I said it. Maybe I just said it to you earlier. I'm going to continue with the same things I pulled last week. So I'm going to work on my biscornu. I'm not going to work on Heaven and Nature Sing. I didn't even bring it. I'm going to work on Button Up. Sunflower Fairy. The other thing I have is the Blackbird Loose Feathers, which is the panels of 3 seasonal birds. I did not start my Blue Flower Acorn piece. Still.
This week,
Because
you'll have more time to
I
stitch
also
this week.
brought Things of Summer from Alicia Paulson. Then Hoity Toity needs to get some love, and Tomato Time, my new book, because that's part of my magazine monthly. And actually, I'm just going to look at that to see what else I'm missing on that. Because, guys, first of all, the wedding is in less than 3 weeks now. And so Tomato Time, Summer Bee, actually I'm doing okay. Hoity Toity, and my Garden of Dreams, I didn't bring that. That's the Mystery Cell from Barbara Anna. Anyway, that's what I'm working on this week. My kitchen, should I just do that update now?
Sure.
So I think, did I get my cabinets on Tuesday?
I don't
Last
know.
week?
I'm not
I
sure.
mean, my countertops? Did I talk about those last week? So I had to take all my kitchen apart because we got new granite countertops. Badly needed. But in the middle of that, my husband decides we should really paint the cabinets too, because they were ugly. They were what kind of blue do you call that? It was very 90s. Very 90s.
Cornflower blue, maybe? No, it was more like dusty blue.
Yeah, very dated.
No.
Anyway, so he was going to give those a fresh. So all my cabinet doors are off. My drawers were stacked up in the dining room. I mean, everything's just exposed. They came in and did the countertops, but he demoed it. I think he was demoing it last weekend when we were Flosstube. He took all the old countertops out, and then we were going to get a new sink too. So he took my sink out, and somehow, so Monday, I think it must have been Monday. Monday or Tuesday morning, we woke up and somehow the plumbing in our kitchen, there was some kind of a leak, even though there was nothing hooked up, but he hadn't turned the water off. I mean, I don't know what it would have been, but it basically just sopped out my cabinet under the sink. And we have a really, really old, I don't even know what you call it, like a parquet kind of early on days where you could snap, like 20 years ago. basically we did this floor. You snap the pieces together, but there also is glue. They all buckled all around my sink, all the way out towards my refrigerator. And we're like, oh, I mean, we knew we wanted to get new flooring, but not 3 weeks before the wedding. And we don't really want to, we didn't really have the money to pay somebody to come and do it. So I know if my husband's going to do it, it's going to be a process because he has to work. So I'm like, what are we going to do? I mean, literally, it's just every time you walk on it, just crunch, crunch, crunch. I put a rug down, a heavy duty rug, and we were like, I don't know what we're going to do. And so then they came and did the cabinet, the countertops. And then I think it was Thursday, I said, I wonder if we should file a homeowner's claim. And he said, yeah, you know, I hadn't really thought about that. We've hardly ever filed a claim. So they came out Friday. Well, then he called them and they're like, we're going to come out Friday. We'll send out a damage assessor and then they'll send out an adjuster. So the damage assessor guy works for a separate company that the insurance company works for or hires. And he said, by the way, when they come out, they need to be able to get down into your crawl space. Well, my crawl space opening to my house, down into under the house, is in my linen closet, which is shelves of medicines,
Towels
first
and
aid,
hair things.
towels and soaps and a whole bunch of hand sanitizer that I've been collecting for a year.
Oh,
I mean, just, you know, stuff that you put in the linen closet. So now I've got half my kitchen stacked up in parts of the home. And now I'm like, where am I going to put all this linen closet stuff?
Yeah.
So we went and got a couple of big crates and I just crated it all up and I'm stacking it in our bedroom. So at that point, Thursday night, I was like, I can't take much more. I mean, there wasn't a room in my house that felt good. And they came out, they're going to replace, well, they're going to come take out the section that's damaged, which is basically my pass-through kitchen. And then they would give us money to refinish the existing floors, but it's never going to match. Not, they might match the kind, but it's not going to look the same because it's going to be new versus 20 years old. And there's no amount of sanding that's going to make that look like it's new. But we have the option of hiring, you know, we can take that sanding money and buy planking that we want to do for the rest of the house and make up the difference out of our own pocket. But we have to hire, they don't do the work. The demo crew comes and takes everything out. Oh, and they're taking that cabinet that my countertops sit on where my sink is, and they're going to brace my cabinet, my brand new granite cabinet tops up on stilts of some kind. So, and then they're going to put some hopefully plywood down over the subfloor so that we have a smooth floor in the kitchen because we were told that contractors are backed way up. So there probably is really no chance we're going to have any of this done before the wedding. Luckily, we're not doing any festivities at our house, so I don't have to have a really great kitchen. We're all doing it at my friend's house. It's been super frustrating, it's not even really stressful. It's just chaos. I don't do well in that kind of chaos. And the kids that are moving back in, their stuff is still kind of everywhere. My back patio's a wreck.
There's like nowhere that's like quiet and mentally
nowhere that
space.
Just feels clean and tidied up, except for the den. I do keep that kind of tidied up. But the night that all this was happening with the linen closet, my kid that moved back home, he used that room to take out his big gaming computer and screens to wipe them because he's selling them. And he had nowhere else to do it but on the floor in the one room that I can go in and shut the door and cross stitch and watch TV. He cleaned it all up. But I was like, no, not this room too. So that's why there hasn't been a lot of stitching.
Yeah.
Tired. It's tiring. And people I know have had worse projects that went on. Like Aunt Nancy told me she didn't have a kitchen for a year. Oof. They did a whole complete remodel, and she was using downstairs bathrooms as her kitchen sink area.
Yeah,
I don't have that.
I can't imagine.
I don't have a downstairs bathroom that I can use.
Yeah. That'd be tough. I do have a downstairs. Like I've had kitchen problems and stuff before where our drains, we have old
Laundry
plumbing
sink.
and I have a big laundry sink with a mud in my kind of laundry room, mud room
Yeah.
area. And that's a hassle because then we have to haul the dishes up and down. But I've been so thankful that I have that sink multiple times because I've always thought, what if I didn't have this? I would be so stuck. We had a really good week. It was also very busy and I came home tired and had more work to do almost every night. Not every night, but several of the nights because we were running a technology camp for elementary kids to teach coding using Minecraft
education edition, and it was really fun. So we live in a pretty economically depressed area, and work to develop community programs. At this point is probably what my husband is doing, with kind of the intent to also share about God's love and Jesus. And so we did a summer camp all week and had about 18 to 20, 15 to 20 kids every day come and spend all day, 10 to 3:30, and it was really fun and very exhausting. And I helped with all of the food. So I would come home and have our own dinner to make, and then some food usually to prep for the next day, or at least prep for the person who was going to do the food prep. And anyway, we were blown away by how it went, but I was tired.
If you've ever helped at a camp or at a VBS, you know what that tired feeling is by the end of the week. You go, on, and then Friday comes, man, and you're toast.
Yeah. So it was really fun, and we're so glad we did it. But I was very tired. And then Mom and Dad came the next day, which was yesterday. And today I had my COVID test, and I'm kind of quarantining until my surgery on Wednesday. And then hopefully that will just be done, and it'll be relief to have I'm having my thyroid removed. I've probably talked about it before, but it should be hopefully simple and get it over with.
Yeah. This is it.
So I'm very thankful that you're here.
Yes.
Because it is wonderful.
It'll be great.
And a good distraction leading up to it too. I'm not as nervous. I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be. I'm kind of just eager to get it done.
Yeah.
I will be more stressed and nervous as I get closer, because it's a big deal to me to do this. I've never really had surgery other than the stupid oral surgery I had to have for that tooth a couple weeks.
This will be a piece of cake.
I know.
Because this just
Just
be asleep.
I felt like it was like a trial run for general anesthetic, and I did fine with that. And so
you'll
I
be
don't know,
fine.
things are working out fine. The girls are a little nervous about it, I can tell, and I keep trying to just tell them it's going to be fine. And so
In
we
fact,
kind of have
if everything goes the way they think it will, you'll be home the same day.
They're hoping to
that
send me
night.
home that same day. So I'll just see me that evening, and I'll probably be worked out on meds, but maybe not. I don't know.
You know,
I just don't know what to
I
expect.
went and visited my mom the day that she had hers out.
She was doing.
She was, I don't remember if she wasn't on a pain pump, because she wouldn't do those.
Yeah.
I think she was okay. I mean, she was uncomfortable, but it wasn't like she'd had a major hysterectomy or something where you're going down on morphine.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like
And
that.
you'll have discomfort days, but I think we build things up to be.
Yeah, I
sometimes.
think it's just partly the unknown.
Yeah,
Like, what do
the
I
unknown.
expect for how this is going to go? So I'll be thankful when that's just done, and I can move on and enjoy the rest of my summer. And fingers crossed. Yeah. So that's kind of all the updates here.
But we were going to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Heather Miller asked if we were going to do Jolly July. Well, I feel like my July is pretty jolly enough, actually.
I'm kind of like,
but no,
I don't know.
I do think that maybe after the wedding, because the wedding was on the 10th of July, and then they leave for their honeymoon right away, and we have some out-of-state company coming that is there until the Wednesday after the wedding, and then they have to go home. Not because we're kicking them out, because that's when they're going home.
They have to go home.
We're looking forward to seeing you, Aunt Nancy, if you're watching. And but I thought, well, I showed last week all those mystery ornament magazines I found on top of the ones I already knew I had. So I'm thinking I might kit up at least one little Christmas small for Jolly July. I can't bring myself to do a new start every week. I have done that a couple years ago. I did that with Jan Hicks. But this year I just feel a little tapped out. Yeah. What I would like to do is maybe find a Christmas biscornu.
I know. I was kind of thinking about like a Christmas or something.
Yeah, something small. Whatever I do will be small. But that's open to what if anybody is.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Maybe if people are going to do it, we could have like a little random. You can have people at the end of July send us a picture of their Christmas.
Well, that'd be fun.
And then we can do a random generator and have a prize for one of our people who did Jolly July.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
sure.
Let us know if you're up for that. If you're going to do Jolly July, because if nobody's going to do it, and you don't have to have it finished either. I mean, I think if anybody just participates in it, have
just
more than
one at least. And
have more than 10 stitches in it. Yeah, unlike me.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if I'm doing anything. Like,
I'm having a hard time thinking past the wedding, honestly. Like I'm getting the surgery and the wedding.
Yeah. And then
So,
I
I
think
don't
it's going to
know.
be pretty smooth sailing for me the rest of the summer.
As long as your kitchen renovation just goes smoothly, but at least there won't be like a pressure of time. Like you have
Right.
to get it done.
I think that's it. I think I could really handle this a lot better. Also, if it was just Carrie, my husband and I, you know, you can, but I've
There's a
got
lot of people that
a lot
are
of
in that
people are
kitchen.
in, yeah. There's 4 other people that are using my kitchen, besides me and my husband. So, and 1st of August, the newlyweds are moving to Indiana, and my trailer dweller kiddos with baby Junie are hoping to leave to go take their RV to a beautiful RV spot and spend some time off of our property. So it'll be really quiet, and
That'll be weird.
it'll be really weird. And I don't think it's going to be, I think it'll be melancholy just because I realize that, well, my baby's moving away, far, far away, my youngest. And we've had in spite of the awful pandemic, we've seen each other, all of us together with Sarah and Jesse because of their job change. We just were together a lot as a family for the last year for big events and small events. And it's been really nice. And we're not going to really have that again for a long time. Maybe Christmas when they come back from Indiana, but for the holidays. So I'm bracing myself for that, and it'll be really quiet.
Yeah.
And I realize that I have not worked at home without anybody in my house. So there's always been people here at my house. So it'll be a little bit of a change. I think, and maybe that's why I've been like, yeah, working from home's been great. And other people have struggled because they've been lonely, and maybe I will be lonely, but I'll call Sarah.
All the time.
Lonely.
Show me what you're stitching.
Talk to me. FaceTime me.
Why are you answering? Well,
So, wait, to recap.
okay, yeah.
You need to talk about Jolly in your
Comment.
Your comment. If
Are
you want
you
to
doing jolly? Just use the word jolly.
Yeah.
Jolly.
Jolly, and if we have a lot of people that want to do Jolly July, and if you want to say you're going to do Jolly July but don't want the pattern, say you don't want the pattern. But
Oh yeah, that's true.
but it'd be nice to know if people are kind of making plans and maybe what your plans are, because some people, I think Heather Miller is going to start some bigger projects that she's had.
Well, maybe
from
that's
the
what I'll
90s.
do is start like
One big
I have
one.
like a big Christmas one.
Yeah.
Well, wintry dimensions
Yeah.
kit that I've
And
been
you don't
wanting
have to
to.
start it.
I have
I
to
think
think
you
about
could
it.
also
Well,
work on
that's
something
true.
that's already existing.
Maybe I'll just keep working on that huge red cottage, the Guare piece. Maybe that'll be my Jolly July.
Jolly July.
Although I'm kind of ready for it to go bye-bye for a
You
while.
might want something.
We'll
a little
see.
different.
I might be able to look through like some magazines or I might have some fun like old primitive things that you maybe have passed me over time that
Yeah.
I've got in my project binder. So I may think about it. Check out our GoodReads list if you want to. Click through the link. Leave us comments with book recommendations that you think should go on there.
Are you reading
And-
anything for summer that just seems like a good summer book?
And let us know if you're interested in doing a biscornu SAL.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I am interested.
Yeah.